Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I'm joined by my boy, the Professor Alex Cruz, and of course, the host and creator, my co-host for the Bell to Bell podcast, which will be airing a new episode on Thursday live. It is Milton Wayne. What's going on, fellas?
Salutations, greetings. Happy to be
What
here.
he what he
Let's talk
said.
some football.
You know what, Alex? I want to hear you say that word. Salutations.
Salutations.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Ah man, yeah.
Let it
Uh-huh.
out, let it out. Let the smoothness come out. There you go. Nice. Well, fellas, we are here tonight because obviously we want to talk about some sports. Obviously, we want to talk about some football that happened this past weekend. Guys, once again, if you did join us live during our streaming or watch along on Sunday night here on the Puro Pinche Sports channel and on the People's Debate channel, hope you like, share, and subscribed. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you enjoyed a good comedy that was the game. I hope you enjoyed Cody's misery throughout the game. I hope you enjoyed everyone's misery, the fact that I had an antenna and everybody was behind. I hope you just enjoyed, just in general, the streaming on Sunday. What is it, Milton? Talk to me.
Nah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're totally right. it all started coming back to me. Yeah, that really sucked. That was really happening, and nothing I can do. There was nothing I could do about it.
And we will once again blame Cody because it was his idea to do this, and well,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
100%. And it was I don't know if you saw kind of the spots on how it was progressing, but Cody very hype, very disrespectful, and Jose matched that energy, and I'm just there trying to be the neutral party. And as the game started going, he got more quiet, more quiet. More quiet, and Jose and his wife are just going in, which I appreciate.
Yeah. So like I think it was like the preview episode you guys had, and he was just talking mad stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man, this thing's gonna bite him in the. Trust me,
I
it's
didn't
like
say. That's all I kept saying. Right? Maybe we should wait. We should.
Yeah,
wait.
it's like you better hope you win, because damn, they're gonna roast you next week.
Mayday.
I respect Jose because he'll match the energy, but I just still, because I don't know what's gonna happen that week. I was scared of Houston, so yeah. But I'm
Houston
so happy
was the biggest threat going into the playoffs. I was like, that's the one team I really don't want to play. Milton and I shared that for months. But at the end of the day, once we saw how the first round went, I felt even more confident that we could thrive and succeed. And as the games have gone on, Alex Milton, I feel more confident as each round goes by. Now, yes, you can say there is some asterisks to what happened with the other teams. Justin Herbert doesn't have an O line. Not the excuse people made all year long. Right. CJ Stroud has not been good all year long, doesn't have an O line. That's the same shit that's been going on all year long. There's no difference in that. So we have fought as what people have labeled as two top 5 defenses so far, and we've beaten them both, which will get going to our third straight game against a top 5 defense. Right. So we will see there. Obviously, we'll get into the Patriots talking a little bit. I want to focus on the first games, the first night, which was, of course, we did have Denver versus Buffalo Bills, and we had the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. Our boy Joe's in the chat. What up, fellas? What up, buddy? Boy named Riley. What's up? Hi, or female. Sorry, did not mean to judge. I don't know, actually. Riley could be either. I'm sorry. That's my fault. It's because I saw a dude on the picture at first on the side right here, and I was like, oh, and then I saw it's Will, and then I was like, fuck, my bad. My apologies. But anyways, welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. Hope you like, share, subscribe. But anyways, guys, Buffalo Bills went to Denver, put up a hell of a game. I do think we did see a fun game right there between those two teams. Josh Allen would go on to have great numbers, but unfortunately he did have 4 turnovers in the matchup, which in the end did bite him in the butt because Denver would go on to win by 3 points in overtime, making Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills 0-7 in overtime games. And it resulted in Sean McDermott's firing 2 days later, which is, depends how we feel. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Was the right choice or the wrong choice? We'll see right now. But overall, Milton, let me go to you. How did you feel about the Buffalo Bills' performance, even on the losing side? How did you feel about them throughout this game?
Strictly on Buffalo, I mean, I understand why they were so emotional after the game because I think the realization was you guys playing this poorly and inconsistent throughout the game, only losing by what you lost by to the number one overall AFC team. You had the game in your hands. All you had to do is score when you needed to. And so on Buffalo's side, I mean, offensively, the weak points are what we all already know. They don't have a good receiving core. It's not deep enough. They don't have number ones. They don't really have a true number two either. Shakir's a good role player, but that's about it. And the defense was just the defense. I mean, it's been injured. Played it played okay, but it's just the entire team. The result showed that this team wasn't ready anyways, even without Mahomes in the picture. But yeah, the Sean McDermott thing, that's a whole nother conversation. I can't wait to unpack that one. But yeah, Buffalo, I mean, they're probably not going to be in the driver's seat anymore. That whole driver's seat mentality that they had the last couple of years, that's gone.
Alex, Denver Broncos put up a hell of a performance. They played against the Buffalo Bills last year's playoffs, 7-31 loss, very humiliating, but they turned it around this year. They got a lot of new players on the defensive side. They gave a little more weaponry to Bo, maybe not too much, but whatever. And in the end, they came out on top, but not without a cost, not without Bo, sadly, breaking his ankle 2 plays before the game ended. Talk to me about Denver and talk to me how heartbreaking, as you and Milton are both sexuals, how heartbreaking it is to see Bo go down like that.
First, Denver's performance was Bo's performance in his first playoff game was pretty good. If you look back at all these rookie quarterbacks that played in their first playoff game, or second year guys playing in their first playoff game, he probably had played the best. And I want to say that the injury to Bo is just like devastating because, man, the way that team, like, after that game, you know that you just got your lick back from last year, and then right away, like I was driving home. I was watching it in my in-laws. Driving home, I hadn't even made it into town. It's 10-15 minutes away, and we get the update that he messed up his ankle. I'm like, man, dude, that's terrible because they have a legitimately shot like to win the Super Bowl, and it's crazy. I know Sean Payton was talking about Stidham being ready. I know there's a lot of clips that saying that like he probably could start somewhere else, and
Right, preseason stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's good to have a mentality like that though, as
Sure.
a backup quarterback.
Sure.
And the one thing that you don't want to do is bring in somebody that does have zero confidence in a playoff game like that, especially a championship game. Hopefully, he could bring that confidence into next week and give them all they got. As far as the Bills, I know you told me that just stick to Denver, but
You talk about it. Go for it.
The Bills, I mean, for them playing at the second number 2 defense in the league, they Josh Allen did his thing, but the turnovers, like you said, killed them. And at this point, I don't even know what a catch is or what isn't a catch because I think that was a terrible, terrible play. That was a terrible call from the refs. Yeah, calling it interception. That was terrible.
And okay, but do you understand why it was called an interception? There's so much disagreement amongst former NFL players. There's several that believe it was an interception. There's several that believe it was a catch down by contact. So do you understand why it was in the end an interception versus just catch down by contact?
Yeah, but like the very next day there was the same play just like that, and they call it a completion. 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs had the exact same thing, and they gave it to the receiver.
Well, we had a
Right.
situation ourselves with Buffalo and the New England Patriots in week 15. That matchup, there's a part where Josh throws it down the field, and Marcus Jones is the one that ends up with it. But because it was a tug of war, I guess at the end, at the bottom, when it was already down by contact, they let Buffalo stick to it versus make it an interception. They called it a PI. Remember, Milton? That's what they did. They called it a PI instead. And so I understand what you're talking about, Alex, but at the end of the day, this is how I saw it. Devontae Adams, when he went down, he was on his back and already down. There was no extra movement by Devontae. So that was it. He survived the ground. He caught the ball and everything. What happened with Brandon Cooks was when he caught the ball, he was still rolling. He wasn't down by contact. He was still rolling around, and he had to survive the ground fully. And so when it came up being that McMillan ended up being with the ball, it just the rules go by. They do it. They basically interpret it the same way as you interpret going out of bounds. Even if you get 2 feet in, but then your knee or your elbow causes the ball to fall out, that's an incompletion. Doesn't matter if you had the 2 toes down or whatever and all that shit. So that's the rule they implemented with this one here. He wasn't down because he was still moving. He hadn't survived the ground just yet. If he had gotten up with the ball, that's another story. But that's the reason why, in the end, those 2 plays were actually different, even though they look similar.
I don't know. I was coached differently. I mean, when the ball's up in the air and you have in my case would be like a tight end, and you guys are both going for a ball and you guys are coming down. If
they both like just laid there and they're both tugging on the ball, yes, it goes to the offense. But that's not what happened in this situation. They rolled, and literally the person that came out with the ball, but because it was already out of Cook's hands, but then was McMillan. That's literally what happened. If they were
My
both
main thing, it was 2 different plays. How people are bringing up the Devontae Adams. I get it's similar, but it was 2 different plays. Yeah. You could disagree with the rule because I might agree with you on that, but they were 2 different plays. I thought it was the right call. But
let's just say also too, like the catching rule, just in general, they make it too complicated in the NFL. Yeah, look at what happened with Isaiah Likely a few weeks ago, or just over a month ago. He had 2 feet in, he had the ball in his hand, and the refs called it incomplete because the defender knocked it out at the end.
Right.
Yeah,
that's literally basically what's happened here, like almost in the scenario, except the defender came out with the ball. So I don't know. Maybe they need to make a rule change for Buffalo Bills to feel happy about it.
Another one.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Another one. You know what I mean?
And people that are getting up in arms, fair enough, I guess, especially Buffalo fans. Well, eat your heart out. I don't really care. But Sean Payton, last thing people are doing things is a favor for Sean Payton. Sean Payton dealt with actual terrible calls or non-calls, let's say that, right? So, yeah. And also to piggyback on what I got to give Bo some love. It's a second playoff game, and out of the entire group that played this last weekend, Bo had the best quarterback performance. So shout out to Bo. Get well soon, dude.
And mind you, that's also with a Pat Bryant who had 3 nice catches in the first drive, but got concussed in that same drive, so he was out the rest of the game. He lost Mims for a while. I think they lost Troy Franklin for early on in the game as well. So this is talking about Josh not having any help and all this stuff. Well, what the hell are we talking about when it comes to Bo Nix?
Come on.
I mean, Bo Nix did not have it. He didn't have any help. He doesn't have no all guys. I've been telling y'all, Cortland Sutton is a low-end wide receiver 1.
Cortland Sutton had some good catches.
He did.
But he didn't show up to the fourth quarter. He did not show up until the fourth quarter. He was 0 catches for the first 3.
Yeah.
And so
Chi-Town, after he had those first couple catches, I know you watched it. He had 2 really bad drops. You know what I mean? And I get it. He's doing his thing, but he's done that multiple times this year. But he is a wide receiver 1, but I do agree with Jose's sentiment on the low end because I don't know. But shout out to Bo Nix.
So nonetheless, look, at the end of the day, Buffalo, you lost. You had 5 turnovers. You didn't have 4. You had 5. James Cook, once again, Butterfingers. He also lost the ball out there. You have the leading rusher on your team. You have the former MVP. Like we gotta stop making excuses. And here, look, we'll go into it right now. Sean McDermott, he deserved to be fired. you averaging up over 30 points in giving up in your losses
in the playoffs.
You're a defensive minded head coach. How are you, this guy, not elevating your defense? I get it. Brandon Bean does not deserve to keep his job, by the way. The GM does not deserve to keep his job. I don't know why he got promoted. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
They should have both been fired.
Sure.
So,
But nonetheless, as the head coach, as the leader on the field, he deserved to be fired after all this. Now he's all these number of playoff wins with no Super Bowl appearances or wins. He got to go. You need a new voice.
I kind of 50-50 because when he did get his guys, he is a defensive guy. He had Tremaine Edmonds. They had a really good fucking defense. At that point, when not wanting to pay the guys, that falls into the GM. Mm-hmm. Sean McDermott wanted to keep his guys, and they wanted to spend it elsewhere. And at that time, Edmonds was one of the top young linebackers in the league, mm-hmm. and Milano. I mean, he came along, but man, he's been injury prone a lot, and to me, I think they shot themselves in the foot by going with the wrong linebacker as far as not having a consistent linebacker there because of Milano being hurt. And then whenever he first started off too, like I said, the secondary of the Bills was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't probably top 5, but they were a good unit, and they just like I said, I think that falls a little bit more of the GM's fault. And then trying to rebuild that defense again, I understand it's hard. It's really, really hard, man. Like I said, once it's a kind of tug of war with the head coach and the GM, especially if it's a defensive like minded guy, and then you have a really great quarterback like Josh Allen. Remember, they drafted high for a receiver, thinking that he was gonna was it Coleman was gonna be their number one. And when I say high for them, right? Because they're usually drafting in the back end. That was at first I said, "Wow, that's great for them," because that means now they're trying to get more help for Josh Allen. But I mean, that shot themselves in the foot too. So I don't know, man. I think Josh Allen. I mean, Sean McDermott has a good track record. I know that playoff record is a little suspect, but man, it's going to be hard to find somebody like that. If you could find yourself a Ben Johnson offensive guy for Josh Allen, then by all means, then yeah, it was a good firing. But right now, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, with McDermott, I think if you just look at the productivity or the lack thereof in the playoffs, then Jose, then you're 100% correct. But I think with the context, I agree 100% with Chi-Town on a lot of the negative issues other than luck with injury, because defensively, for whatever reason, when the Bills go into the playoffs, normally a lot of the star defensive players are hurt. So that's just the bad luck of it. But the core part of, well, man, Josh Allen doesn't have any weapons. This, yada, yada, yada. Drafting this, all that is on the GM. I don't put that on Sean McDermott because it's not out there that he had the ability to really choose. And actually, the reports that came out, there was a meeting between them two and ownership, and McDermott mentioned the lack of players. He didn't have the personnel that he wants. And I trust McDermott. If he had the players that he wants, at least the defense will be fine. And I trust Josh Allen. So I'm actually surprised. I'm not surprised, but I don't think it's the right move. I laugh because it's the Bills. And I just can't wait for them to become a dysfunctional organization again. Sean McDermott deserved better.
He probably deserves better, but at the same time, too, he also needs to take. I mean, he was already on the chopping block a few years ago. We didn't even remember that. And at the end of the day, in a season where there is no Patrick Mahomes to hold you back, there is no Joe Burrow, there is no Lamar Jackson, all those teams that those guys represent, you beat in the regular season. They're not in your way now. You have the best quarterback out of everybody in the playoffs. There's no doubt about it, right? None of us are debating Josh Allen wasn't the best quarterback entering the playoffs.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're still giving up 30 plus points, and you're the defensive genius. So there's just a little thing that we do need, like accountability. But again, I agree. GM Brandon Beane needed to go. He's been failing to get the right roster around these guys. Brandon Cooks showed out to be great, but like, trust me right now when I say what I said on Sunday, they're kind of pissed that Stephon Diggs might make the Super Bowl before they do. And they had him on the roster. Now I get it. The relationship between him and Josh Allen fell apart, but nonetheless, you had this 5-year opportunity, make a splash. You won a division, and now that one team that held you down for 20 years is now back already in the AFC Championship. So there's going to be a lot of finger pointing right now, and so we'll see. The only reason I probably would have kept them around is because there was 9 other teams looking for a head coach, and now you're starting late in the head coaching search.
Right.
John Harbaugh's already gone. Kevin Stefanski's already gone. Mike McDaniel is now an OC with the LA Chargers. So obviously now we know Robert Saleh's with the Tennessee Titans, and we have Hartley, the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, is now the head coach for the Miami Dolphins. So now there's less people, probably opportunity out there for you to take. And what kind of coach are you looking for? Are you going to go for a strong-minded defensive coach? Or are you looking for a strong-minded offensive coach? You're late in the party, so yeah, I don't even think they started interviewing yet. So that's where the firing McDermott backfires a little bit.
Well, and even with the players, like how they're all professionals, so whatever. But they adored Sean McDermott. Sometimes the players are just silent on when a coach gets fired, and some of them talk. Almost all of them have mentioned their disgust and sadness by this move. That's going to be tough. And then you keep that same GM guy. Obviously, he's not the GM anymore, but he's still in the building. That's going to be a hard sell.
No, I think is he the GM and the president?
No, I don't think he is the GM anymore, but you could correct me because
I'll double check right now for you.
Yeah. But also, what's the move? Like, I think that's the main question, because a move like this, I know y'all remember, well, especially Jose, you remember when Marty Schottenheimer, what did he lose? Like 3 games, right? When he was with the San Diego Chargers.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Milton, he is president of football operations and general manager. He retained that title.
So he really just got it. That's crazy.
He just got a bonus.
That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, Buffalo's, y'all are in for it. That's going to be hilarious. Okay, so when Marty Schottenheimer was winning, had less than 4 losses, I'll say, in this season, they played the Patriots and we beat them, and then so they fired him because they felt like, oh, well, we're never going to get to the Super Bowl, I guess, because there's a ceiling with this guy. And then they go and hire Norv Turner, and they just keep getting bounced the same exact way. So I don't know what they're going to exactly do, because this is going to go 2 ways. It's either going to be the nice, beautiful story about the Eagles or something like that, or it's going to be even like a Denver John Fox Kubiak situation. You know what I mean? But they didn't even give him the John Fox special, because when John Fox, the year that he got fired, John Elway gave him a bunch of money. Like, defensively, that's when Aqib Talib and all them boys came in, right? Yeah. And they underperformed. And so he said, well, I gave you this opportunity and you squandered it. And obviously after that, they won. So with Sean McDermott, he didn't get that. He didn't get the spin big or get exactly what Sean wanted. So
he did it.
I think it's going to go a different way, not at the Andy Reid or Dougie Peterson or none of those kind of moves. I don't think it's going to.
And he wanted to pay Edmonds.
Yeah. Well, from his defensive coordinator days, he loves a linebacker, right? So
and like whenever they let him go, I was like, oh my god. Super young too. I was like, damn, that's gonna suck.
Nope. Well, it is what it is. We'll see what happens with the Buffalo Bills moving forward. We'll see what coach they get. We'll talk about it, I guess, in the next week or two, whenever they do finally hire one, and we'll see how they do this offseason. They will I'll be honest, Josh Allen will keep him alive as long as possible, but that coaching hire is going to be a big thing. Do you promote Joe Brady? Do you bring back Brian Daboll, or do you
Dayball.
or do you bring Jesse Minter from the Chargers? See if you want to keep a defensive-minded head coach there. We'll see. Whatever happens, Brandon Beane's still the GM, so nothing good's going to happen.
Right.
All right. This will be funny. Sorry, Milton. There's not that many comments today, so this will just be a funny one. I will sub if you guys give me a lobotomy. Go ahead and reach out to meteorologist Marco. He'll be happy to give you one.
What the hell's that?
Google it, Alex. We're not gonna say it here.
Oh,
we're not. Yeah, we don't need to say that out here. It's just say let's just say it's not good. And it's the lower half of the region. So let's go. Let's just go with comments here. Cody says Buffalo Wings from now on, talking about Buffalo Bills. One Pride 313. That means I believe a Detroit Lion fan, if I'm not mistaken. So what up, Bobby? Cody says 100% agree with Alex talking about the catch. He says that shit was a catch. Yeah, he was debating that all Sunday, and yeah, got a little more information, but still, nonetheless, people are going to disagree on it. So it is what it is. That's funny because I commented on a post on TikTok, and because Richard Sherman was like that was a catch, that shouldn't have been an interception. And I was like, it's okay, not all former DBs know all the rules. And then people got mad, and then people agreed with me, and I was like, oh, get mad at the people that agree with me, like Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco and all these other people. Don't worry about me, bro. I'm still not wrong. They're not always right. So shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Our boy Jeff is in the house. He's also at the Spurs game right now, watching the Spurs whoop that ass against the Rockets in Houston. It was cute seeing those Chicago fans thinking they had a shot. You never had your car. Fast and Furious reference right there. Love it.
It's like it's funny to even think that he actually thought Aaron Rodgers had a shot.
Yeah, he is an Aaron Rodgers sexual. But what up, Jeff? Hope you're doing good, brother.
He loves Wimby and his new bald head. He thinks they're twins now.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, the Bills are not going to be able to improve coaches unless they go get old Billy Belichick. Belichick is not Belichick. It would be a funny, but it wouldn't be an improvement. Respectfully, not at this age where Belichick is failing even UNC.
Yeah, right.
And his girlfriend is controlling all his power right now. So I wouldn't go for Belichick unless you really want to.
What do you call those people now? When like
Gen Z?
Simp?
Simps.
Simping.
Belichick's a simp now. Love it.
He should have done that a long time. He should have been a simp in his early 20s.
Right.
Oh my god.
Now he's getting closer to whatever.
Man, that's what it is, brother. All right, let's move it on. San Francisco 49ers went to visit the Seattle Seahawks. People thought they had a shot. Brock the Rock, as some people would tell me.
All right.
And as I reminded people, we just saw the game a few weeks back where it was 3 points for San Fran and 13 for the Seattle Seahawks. Well, at least the San Francisco 49ers doubled their number, put up 6 points. Meanwhile, Seattle Seahawks went out there and put up 41 points on the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy had arguably his worst performance in his NFL career. Certainly his worst playoff performance.
Yeah.
Still had a better QBR than a lot of other players in the playoffs, oddly enough.
And that's not even saying anything good about Brock, by the way.
No, it's not. But nonetheless, the injuries finally hit the fan.
For sure.
Seattle Seahawks came out looking on top. They came out looking so great. It's got everyone believing they should be the absolute number one favorites to win the whole thing still. Maybe not just yet, in my opinion. We'll talk about it when we preview the NFC Championship game. But nonetheless, even with Sam Darnold's limited throwing, because he did come out just like a day or two before the game with an oblique injury, Kenneth Walker III showed out 116 yards with 3 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Zach Charbonnet, a lot of people's RB1 in the Seattle Seahawks locker room, tore his ACL and is out for the rest of the season. But nonetheless, what a great game for the Seattle Seahawks offensively and mainly defensively. Alex, I want you to talk to me about the Seattle Seahawks in general and give love to their defense, please.
Yeah, their defense played so great that when I looked up, Sam Darnold had like 80 passing yards, I think, going into like the third quarter or
Dude.
something. Yeah, he was having a Tony Romo day. Uh,
But better than a Jimmy Garoppolo day, I would say.
yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
hey, good thing Sam Darnold didn't fumble an extra point. But no, their defense played great. I mean, I knew that they're all year long that their defense was like, they all fly to the ball, but I guess this rivalry game just stepped it up a lot more. And man, they just, it was just a brutal game. CMC, he was getting locked out left and
Yeah.
right. It got so scary that Purdy, I think, like try to throw it in the inside to a tight end, and he ends up tearing his ACL in the process of trying to catch the ball. I mean, there was body bags after body bags that this defense was putting everybody in. And man, if you could replicate a little bit of that, I mean, you have a shot at beating the Rams for sure.
For sure.
All around, I think the front four, I mean, they just looked all great. And then, the we call it the back seven at the end. They just, everybody locked down. But then yet again, who the receivers that they're covering are not all pros, but still, nonetheless, we're not gonna give them their flowers for what they did this week, because they look really good. So their
100%.
defense look amazing.
Yep.
Milton, tell me. Obviously, you did go for San Fran. You were believing a lot in what they were doing. They could turn it around. I'm not gonna knock you on it. I mean, obviously, they went into the final 8, right? That's props for all the things that happened. George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. Who the hell am I missing? Obviously, they had like a freaking Thanos gauntlet worth of freaking missing players.
Michael Williams, all their pass rushers.
Exactly. There you go. That's what it is. And they had to go get a Keon White from the Patriots and all these other guys and everything. And somehow, some way, they made it to the final 8. But obviously, tough loss for them. How did you feel looking at it? It wasn't even close, dog.
Well, it wasn't. And first one thing on Seattle, and I'll leave them alone, and I'll stick to the subject. Shout out to Rashid Shaheed. What a pickup! That guy. Yeah, just took my heart out. And once that happened, I already knew how this was going to go. There's too much momentum at Seattle. That's not, yeah. So, but on San Francisco, if you told me that he was about 50% completion percentage, he had about 150 less yards passing, and he's the leading rusher, and Tonjes is the leading receiver, yeah, I would see this coming. But I didn't expect that. I thought something would change. But Chi-Town said it earlier in his talk, is just the injury. The injury thing finally showed, and they can only do so much. So it was fun while it lasted. I hate to see Brock go out like that. But that also, another shout out needs to be had for the playoff performances is Devin Witherspoon.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing getting past him. So whatever. All right. Shout out to Seattle. San Francisco will be back. And next year, yeah, count your days.
Count our days. Oh my God. All right. We got some more comments. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all joining here on the live. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. I will show your comments right now. So let's get started with this. We do have it's back to Cody. They will miss the playoffs, but they will sweep the Pats with Bill Belichick. He's talking about the Bills still. Cody, get off him. Get off Belichick's nuts. Stop being his little girlfriend, 25-year-old Jordan. Please, Cody. Cher says, Bears fan looks like hopefully Caleb Williams comes more stronger. Caleb Williams had a great year. We'll talk about that game in just a little bit. DJ Moore kicking himself for not finishing a route that could have taken the Bears to the NFC Championship game.
I can't wait to talk to Chi-Town about this.
We will talk about it, and I posed a question about DJ Moore, so we'll talk about it in just a little bit as well.
Sure.
Sean comes in saying, Pats Nation.
Yes, sir.
Lifelong Pats fan, and I don't trust Drake.
Wait.
Oh.
Hey.
Is it the fumbling? Is it the fumbling? Is that
He's
what
young.
it is?
That's all right. He's young.
That's okay.
Okay.
Hey, it's better than what we've had, brother. It's better than what we've had. Okay, I don't want Jared Stidham. I don't want Mac Jones. I don't want Cam Newton. I don't want Bailey Zappi. Okay, come on, bro. What do you mean you don't trust him? I need to hear why.
Please. That's crazy.
All right. Cody says Darnold's a fucking beast, bro. Knows how to let his defense win.
That's what you call a beast.
He's had a back-to-back years where he's had really solid defenses around him.
Cody,
shout out to Sam
Cody on Facebook put that he'd rather have Sam Darnold than CJ.
Bro, he put on the text thread. He wants nothing but quarterbacks drafted in next year.
He'd rather Davis Mills be the starting quarterback than CJ.
You know, we're giving him a lot of shit for that during the game. Yeah. There was a lot of Houston Texans fans where we're like, we need this dude needs to be benched like right now.
They were pissed. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, really?
Right? I get it, but
like, relax.
That's kind of crazy. It's your
quarterback, like, come on, just
right?
because he's got a longer neck doesn't mean he'll be able to see perfectly and throw it accurately. You know what I mean? Calm down, guys.
Everybody has bad games.
CJ deserves his criticisms, and we'll get into it just right now, just a bit. Let me get into these comments real quick, and we'll roast CJ all day, just like a Houston Texan fan. About Drake, Sean says, "Good long ball, but I feel he's missing something." Giselle?
Well, tell me what, please. I want to know what is the missing element.
His ceiling is not as high as other.
It's not, but I mean,
I agree with that.
For what he's shown us and for what he can perfect and tweak, that's all we need. We don't need Tom Brady. We don't need a Patrick Mahomes. We don't need a Josh Allen. What he's given us, and he just tweaks it just a little bit, just right, bro. Sure. We can't ask too much. Like,
I'm cool.
We're right now, like we've been saying for weeks, we're playing with fool's gold right now. We don't deserve to be in the AFC Championship game right now. We didn't think we'd be this good right now, but we're here and let's take advantage of it. We're just gonna get better. So if he's missing something for you, I hope he eventually turns you around on it. But at least you're saying something that I kind of could understand that you just want. But
Sean, he put it in the chat, and I agree with. He put lacks awareness a lot of times, very risque. He is, but he's young. That's it. That's all right, man. He'll get over that. With Mike Vrabel as head coach, Josh McDaniels as OC, he will get over that. But fair criticism. He does lack pocket awareness. That is
what I've been saying the last 2 weeks, Milton. He needs to scramble. He knows what Will Campbell's not going to win those battles with Will Anderson. So let's just move. And you saw it in the fourth quarter on that touchdown drive. He started moving his legs. He started, and that's all you
quicker
need
plays
to do,
too. Yeah,
that's all you need to do. Create it. That's what you did to beat the Bills in Week 5. So just keep going. And that's kind of where Caleb does excel at. He knows to get out of there right away and move his feet. Is he always accurate? No, but dude, he's doing his shit. Sure says, in reality, the Bears beat the Rams, period. Ooh. I'll say this, and before I know we're gonna get into it. When Colston Loveland went down in the fourth,
exactly what I said.
I was like, fuck, they lost their best receiver.
Yeah, I said the exact same thing.
Let's get in the comments. Let's get in the comments and we'll go to it. Well, I know we want to get into it soon. Brock Turdy, says Joshua. All right,
Joshua. Shame on you.
Hey, solid top 25 quarterback. Solid top 25.
This year, he's easily top 15. Easy.
Justin Sherbert.
All right, I'll take it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Justin Herbert either, guys. Don't worry. Dakota says, did the Bears win? In their hearts, they did. In reality, no.
We beat the Packers.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about, Alex. That's what I'm talking about.
The robbery alive. Joshua says Herbert is a consistent top 7 QB who's a victim of circumstance. He's the modern day Phillip Rivers in the sense he has to compete against top tier AFC QBs. I've been calling him Phillip Rivers 2.0 for years. Alex knows this because I've been hating on him for years.
I was gonna say, he's not all the way wrong there. Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
He also says, Dakota, stop following me stream. But he says Drake May is elite. I appreciate you. Fumbles and he takes dumb sacks. Yes, Sean. I'll go back to what Sean
he
said
sure
earlier.
does.
Yes.
He
That's
sure
absolutely. We are definitely there on agreement with that.
Yeah.
Dakota's laughing at Josh because he's stalking him. Love it. He also has a guard at left tackle. Yeah, Alex has been saying
Dude,
this since
That's
the
what
draft.
Chi-Town said. Yeah,
I said that. I
He's
said
been
that
saying
at
for
the draft.
Yeah, he's been saying since the draft. Which again, I don't mind if he moves to guard later.
As long as we get a lefty.
We'll get a tackle. He's basically our Joe Tooney right now that the Bears had to deal with this past.
We
Sunday,
can wait.
So.
All Pats fans, let's wait to get a left tackle before we do that. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Angel subscribed, and I appreciate you, brother. But what is this? I don't care what anyone says, but Drake May will not win MVP, and my daddy Dak is better than Drake.
Well, at least what's his father, so he's biased. So we gotta put respect on that.
That's Jeff's burner. He doesn't want to share it.
Daddy is wild. He's my daddy. He's better than Tom Brady. Okay, I don't know.
Okay, now that deserves blocking, but he's not going to do it.
That's Jeff's burner.
Josh says, "I wish I was a mod, so I'd ban someone who says something stupid comparing Dak to 2v12."
But if it's his dad, everybody in the comments, if it's his dad, lay off. Okay.
I don't know, but
there's some people here that think that president's their dad. So,
that's
true.
Don't talk about duck. Don't talk about my duck Trump like that.
Bring it out.
Don't talk about my duck Trump like that, dog.
Oh my god.
Fake news.
All right, so Sean says we're here. Yep, we are here. We are definitely in the AFC Championship game. We have a shot. In y'all opinion, whose fault was it for overtime interception? DJ Moore or Caleb? DJ. I'm not even.
DJ.
I'm not even. I mean, Alex can tell you. He's a. Whose fault was it for the interception? DJ at the end or Caleb? Which one? The one who threw it or the one who didn't finish the route?
One didn't finish the route, but that just stay on this stream and we'll get into it and I'll break it down.
Right on.
23 and his 50 games removed from high school. Drake, right? Yeah. Maybe it was a Texas D. I mean, that defense was a monster, Sean. No. We were live streaming the whole game Sunday, and we felt the pain.
For sure.
Cody felt the pain when the Houston Texans lost, but hey, whatever. The Bears. Love the picture, Glazer.
Love the picture.
DJ's a sellout. Get his ass out of Chicago and fix Rome with Doomsday's hands. Something's wrong. Man, I was getting pissed with all those drops. Nah, DJ needs one more year, says Angel. He's an 8-year veteran, not a rookie, says sure. No. I want Alec Pierce. Oh,
is that the Patriot fan? Sean,
yes. Don't tell me what a good time, bro.
Don't tell me. Tell wherever.
Well, you know what? But you know what? I don't know, man. Booty's doing it.
Booty's nice.
Nobody. I mean, a great show. Cowboys fan. Gay shit. I know, but just give him one more year to give him something. All right, and Sean, last one. Sean says, "I love Cardi B support." Yeah, we're
she wanted that little girl. She wanted that little girl.
She wanted the little girl, the ESPN crew, and all that. So
funny.
It is what it is. But let's get into it, guys. Let's move on to the Texans versus Patriots game. 28-16. Like we said, we live streamed that game, so you can check out whenever you want. If you want to, that 3-hour stream. If you don't, that's totally fine because you can. It's 3 hours. Good Lord, I don't blame you.
You can just watch the game.
Yeah, if you just watch the game, exactly. But nonetheless, we had a good ass time. Thank you for nearly between both channels, about 700 to 800 people watching. So I do appreciate all that. But nonetheless, what a game it was before the Houston Texans defense, and what a game was it for all of CJ Stroud supporters. My goodness gracious. If there was ever a game to give up on somebody, this was the game. 20 for 47, 20 completions for 47 passes, 212 yards, bunch of garbage stats, honestly. One good touchdown to Christian, Charlie Kirk, 4 beautiful interceptions, took 3 sacks. Wow, what a game. And in a postseason where CJ Stroud had 5 interceptions, 5 fumbles, 2 lost. My goodness. Let's go to the Patriots fan to talk about Houston real quick. What disaster did we just watch as far as the guy who had the best rookie year, arguably in the last 15 years, and go out there just put up the worst stinker, one of the worst stinkers in playoff history?
Right. I'll let you gloat about the Patriots because I really want to.
I'll let Alex praise. I can't gloat. I want to be.
All right.
Okay, I'll gloat later. We can go later.
Alex should be nice about it. But when it comes to Houston, well, with CJ, you heard me all off season. The offensive line sucks. CJ's not that great, at least with a bad offensive line. Not a lot of quarterbacks can deal with a bad offensive line and look even decent. CJ every now and again, and they schemed around it and they do these silly little plays. That's not going to work in the playoffs. And CJ folded under pressure like a lot of other quarterbacks would have. All this whole CJ's the 28th best quarterback in the league now. Yeah, put a lot of any quarterback in that same scenario. They are making this similar mistakes. It's bad luck and it's bad, decision making. But under duress, CJ is still going to be their quarterback. They just need to fix the offensive line, and next year it will be a wash. It'll be fine.
I mean, we could say that, but at the same time, too, hearing from Cody, who is our resident Houston Texans fan, doesn't trust his OC, doesn't trust even his own quarterback. Obviously, different circumstances could have happened if Nico Collins was there. Obviously, he got hurt. So we don't know what difference that could have made. It maybe could have, but it really didn't. They had no run game. Cody tried to hype up Woody Marks as best he could, but Woody Marks was averaging 1.2 yards per carry. He got 14 carries for 17 yards.
Remember, he went in that spill. I said I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
No. Woody Marks averaged 43 yards per game. He got held to 17. Great job on last week against the Steelers.
Right.
We're not the Steelers, so I'm sorry. But nonetheless, what a disaster we saw. And of course, Dalton Schultz went out early. So there was another key weapon for them right there.
Sure.
But Alex, talk to me about the New England Patriots. Obviously, once again, I will say we are way ahead of schedule. We should not be here this far, but we are 16-3 now, going into AFC Championship game. What did you like about the defense? What did you not like about the offense? Just tell me your pros and cons about the Patriots overall. What up, nephew? Good night, papas.
Let's go to bed. Go to bed. Yeah, I mean, the beginning of the game, it was kind of back and forth of, who's gonna let the game go. I think somebody in our group chat said this is a fumble game, or balls loose everywhere. As far as that though, like I think the Patriots did a great job of trying to minimize as much as pressure as you can, of doing with the quick game and trying to do a lot of slot fades with Booty when it comes to man-to-man coverage. I did, like I said a while ago, what's the name? Will Campbell?
Yeah.
Was just getting his lunch eaten all game long, and it struggled at first. It was getting me irritated because there were some times that you guys were putting a lot of chip guys in there to block, like tight ends or running backs. But when they did help out a lot, throwing a little block here and there, it did give Drake May a little bit more time. I know a lot of Patriot fans or the guy in the comments are saying are not too happy with the pocket awareness. I would say just wait a little bit, wait till you get a left tackle, and then put Campbell back at guard, and you're going to see him succeed a lot more because he is a pocket passer. And I did say whenever he got drafted, I said Drake May, out of all the quarterbacks in this draft class that was coming up, Drake May is probably the most NFL-ready quarterback coming out of that draft class because he is a pocket passer. And that's what he does the best. With people saying that there's something missing, I think they're trying. They see other quarterbacks, and especially the younger ones, do these spectacular things of like throwing on the run or falling back and throwing a dot. Drake Mays is the opposite. He loves to be in the pocket. He's a traditional NFL pocket passer, and I think that's great, especially what the Patriots are building with Mike Vrabel. So it was just it was a head scratcher. I honestly really thought that the the Houston Texans were gonna actually compete a little bit more, but one defense played a lot better than the other, and that was the Patriots. I think they scored twice on defense.
We scored one time on defense, and Drake threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
So
called
like
it.
Milton.
3 tubs. 3 tubs.
Yeah. So there's nothing you can say to discredit about the Houston defense. I think they played a great game, which if you have a better quarterback play, you probably have a better game than what we saw on that side, right? I'm not saying that they guarantee win because at the end of the day, we do put up 28 points, which is what the second most a team did on the Houston Texans this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But then the other being the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
So and they put up 29, but they lost that game. Nonetheless, while Drake did have a good bad fumbling issue, right? 4 fumbles, 2 lost. And then the Hail Mary interception at the end of the first half, I don't really count, but I guess it's there just for people to use. It's whatever.
Shouldn't.
But people are using it, right? They're saying 4 touchdowns so far, 5 interceptions, or 5 turnovers. It is what it is. It's whatever. Right. At the end of the day, there was those plays he found more in this game than he found in the game with the Chargers, right? We talk about the nice really pass that he had with Hunter Henry for the touchdown score on the Chargers, but there's not enough credit going on about how in that 4th and 1 slant to freaking Pop Douglas. There's not enough talk about that double coverage to Stephon Diggs, tight window, beautiful catch. And then the one thing that he does, same thing against Stingley with Booty every time, that slot pass you're talking about, Alex, down the numbers, down the sideline. That's how Booty caught his first touchdown pass in the NFL last year, and it just so happens to be the same play again this time, but being a one-handed catch. So, beautiful stuff there. The run game, it is what it is. Ramondre Stevenson proves to still be the better one right now. Hendy will get his time. I mentioned to y'all before, he reminds me more of a Shane Vereen kind of guy. So, he's still got time to grow, but right now it's still Stevenson's game. The defense, it's so great to have us fully healthy again. I love it. This is what I was talking about. We need a Spillane back. We need a Landry. We need a Milton Williams. Our numbers were not the same. People doubted us as soon as like those guys went down, and you saw Derrick Henry put up 120, Cook put up over 100. There's probably someone else I'm missing that put up over 100 on us as well on running game, I should say. But nonetheless, we got these guys back, and that's what made the difference. And top defense on the postseason so far, at least number wise, they are. We're holding down teams to what, averaging 9.5 points per game right now. So
I think our defense only allowed 1 touchdown
the whole time so far.
3 points and 16. Yeah, that's
so. Yeah, I think on the stream too, I was telling you guys it's so hard to see what kind of defense they're in. I know most of the time they are in a soft shell cover 2, but even then, like it's still kind of hard to see what they're in though. Like they rotate a lot right before the ball snap, and it's hard to. I think there was one play where you guys one of y'all's defensive tackles like dropped back in coverage. I'm like, what the hell? So they're being really clever with disguising a lot of coverages.
Yeah, what a start. But yes, nonetheless, Drake does need to work on his fumbles. I don't know what kind of strength and conditioning they need to do this offseason for him. But he definitely does need to fix that up. So that way we can go ahead and stop worrying about it, have less questions about it, because that is one of the concerning things we had Milton going into the postseason. He does have a little bit of a fumbling issue. Yep. Before we get into the Rams-Chicago game, let me go back into the comments. I'm a little scared about how much I've seen go through, but we'll see.
I know somebody called me or you a homosexual. Saw that one.
I'm pretty sure it said top right, so I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
God damn it.
Little T that says, hey, what up? Cody says, New England versus Stroud, episode 1. So I'll just say like this. CJ has 1 more year. Make it or break it. He has to improve, steadily regressing. Absolutely. That's actually very true. So, which is crazy because the second he sunned Caleb Williams, he lost all his juju.
And Caleb got all the juju.
Sean says Texans need Deshaun Watson back. Not Massage Watson, Sean. God damn.
Hey, Richie in a group chat did say something good about that. Deshaun's prime, you can't compare Deshaun's prime to CJ. CJ ain't there yet. Just saying.
Deshaun came in probably with a more higher ceiling, but my God, do you see the grave he's dug himself? My God, you would think he's an oil. You would think he's working the oil field. Goddamn, going down 10,000 feet and fucking skill wise. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Jeff says, I guess Chi-Town needed Romo to beat Stafford. I mean, good Lord, Jeff. Romo couldn't beat anybody. Romo was 8-8 and 2 wins in the playoffs.
Romo. He's trying to say Romo beat the Detroit Lions, the Stafford team that went 0-16 the year before.
Hey, Jeff, Aaron Rodgers couldn't get past the first round of the playoffs this year. I don't want you to hear you talk.
Romo didn't know anything about football when he played. He clearly doesn't know that Josh's last name is Allen, not Mahomes.
Sean says, praying for the Bears fan co-hosts. Praying for you, Alex. You got a bright future too, bro. We'll talk about it right now, but y'all got a bright future. And guys in the chat, Alex was a little bit of a doubter of Caleb. He was a doubter of Ben Johnson. I was always for it. And look at y'all now. And Alex is now full on in on that as well. But we'll talk about it a little more just right now. Cody says, draft offense, give CJ as much possible. I'm guessing O-line. He has to let the same returning defense win him a chip. Cody did mention in the broadcast that none of the guys' contracts on the defensive side is up, so they can go back to back with the same defense. So that would be huge if they did. Sure says we would be fine. Just trade DJ for Max Crosby. Book it. Woo! Sean says you guys need a little bit of nail polish. Let me see. I'm trying to go through these right now. Let me see. That throw as an NFL player repeated every single time. Trust me. Are we talking about the booty throw? The throw to booty? Maybe. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
If he's a Bears fan, he's probably talking about the Caleb throw to commit.
Maybe. You may be right. Maybe right. Denver fucking Broncos. Hey, man. We've given them the props. I even said during the broadcast the other day, I felt bad they lost Bo.
Come on, man. We feel bad. Okay.
3 tutties, undeniable. Yep, absolutely. That's the great thing for him. But 4 fumbles, still lost. Fuck them up, Broncos. Fuck them up. Hey.
Right. We're trying to be respectful here, all right?
They could have. And this is the one comment that Milton was talking about. Guy on the upper right is a homosexual.
Is it the banner? Or what is it?
Do you want to confirm or reject
what
he's saying?
I'm not.
Okay.
Heterosexual.
Okay.
Love the women.
Yes. So it's officially out there, ladies.
Official.
Sorry, man. No, you can't go for it. I mean, you can try, but whatever.
Jose,
Sure says,
all right.
guys, I can't believe Rome's hands are so bad, but in college, Puka Nacua, he was Puka Nacua with those glue hands.
Well, he is a bit. He's just still hurt. Not his hands, obviously. Like he's still a little hurt. So maybe
exactly, Milton. It's not his hands that are hurt. He should be catching the damn shit.
I know. Probably right. I love Rome, so
I hate to see him not on the field after them turnovers. New England only team to beat the defense the whole season by 2 scores. It took like fucking 6 turnovers by a quarterback to happen, but that's insane. This is for you, I guess, Milton. Who's more attractive, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen?
What? I'm the homosexual now? What is going? Well, as a heterosexual man that's comfortable and secure in my sexuality, it's definitely Josh Allen. No offense, Lamar.
Wow, you hate black people. All right,
I knew it was gonna go there.
We know. Alex, do you wanna show your non-homo self and be secure and answer the question?
I'm pretty sure if Jeff was here, he'll probably say both.
See, both. That's pushing it.
That's a safe answer, gentlemen.
No, he would take both.
Oh,
okay. I don't like how that sounds.
No, you know what? You know what was us last night when Fernando Mendoza said after his victory? He's like, guys, I take shots in the front and I take shots in the back for my guys.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's the Raiders' new quarterback, guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he'll fit right in.
Oh man, Max Crosby's about to go some back shots.
Okay.
Might as well be number 9 for the Dallas Cowboys.
Jay, we'll go with Josh, but just because he bagged Haley Steinfeld. I'll just go with that. That's for anything. The homies keep vouching for him, so I'm cool keeping it. cool. Just had to be honest since we family now. Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm fine with totally Drake criticism's fair. I'm not gonna say that's not fair. It's totally fair. We've had the same criticism. So it's all good.
Hey, hold on. Jose was talking about me not being a believer. This guy wasn't a believer for Drake.
Hey, that's not. You know what?
Yeah,
fair. Wasn't fair.
Which is weird. Which is weird because he was telling me to be a believer of the quarterback we got, and I told him to be a believer of the quarterback that y'all got.
Fair. To be fair, though, I mean, we're talking about a guy coming out of North Carolina who is no name, no nada, all this shit. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a win-win.
You know what? You know what? And this year, he finally convinced me to get a jersey. Don't worry, it doesn't say Mac Jones in the back. It says Mayday. All right. Cody says, and no one can blame Drake for those fumbles, bro. The defense that came at you and that weather, bro, he did fucking fine. Denver will be a cakewalk for him. Oh, cakewalk.
Well, they have a pass rush too.
Woo!
I don't know about a cakewalk.
Oh man,
the offense doesn't.
Sure says, bro, I am a male. Did someone question you that you weren't?
Maybe he's speaking for me. I don't know. Somebody called me. So.
Maybe. We got another Jeff in the chat. Ideas for the NFL, the Super Bowl be best out of 3. Oh, 2 out of 3.
No way.
Damn. They would never agree to it, but
no.
Look, the fan in me would be like, do it.
Right.
But they'd never do it. The fan in me would be down.
That's
we get best of 7 in NFL, NHL, MLB, and all this shit. I don't mind best of 3. They never do it.
They're just playing varsity ball and stuff, dude. The days after the games, oh my god, I can't even imagine the people in the NFL. They fucking wake up bruised and can't even walk. Some are taking painkillers just to go through Mondays.
Right.
Oh my god, like no. I mean, it'd be cool to see, but fuck, that's
I don't even think it would be that. It'd be interesting, of course, but that would, if there's a best of any series in football, that's when we're going to start seeing quarterbacks, and it's okay to sub out. You're going to see all of the players subbing out.
Here's the other thing too. I wouldn't want to see the problem with 2 out of 3 is I also don't want to see 2-0 series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see the same team whoop the other team twice. That'll be sad. So, see.
Well, it happened a couple times. I mean, the Bears knocked out the Packers.
Yeah,
there we go. Dig them.
And we're about to get Seahawks and Rams for the third time. You're right. This man's hitting him with the stunner, hitting him with the chair over the back, all good shit.
Jesus.
Sure is coming at Milton. He says Milton is Spencer Rattler with amount the hair.
All right. Fair. That's actually funny. All right. That's fairly reasonable. That's all right. It's okay.
All right, let's get to it, guys. And again, please do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe. I'm glad y'all all here in the comments. Do appreciate everybody out here. I think, hey, Milton, at least it's more PG than last week, bro.
Angel Jimenez. I don't know if you keep reading what Angel Jimenez keeps putting.
I'm reading it, but I'm kind of like not trying to put it out there for a reason.
I'm just saying he's being consistent, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
Angel, you are doing a great job, dude.
We appreciate you. You know what? First thing he goes, I'll say it. His goat throat daddy Dak is better than the 17-0 Pats, better than Nick Foles Eagles, better than Legion of Boom Seahawks, better than Prime Bengals, better than Prime Ravens. You know what, Angel? You do your thing, bro. You get that.
Now I know it's not your father though. Now I'm a little perplexed.
I mean, he's calling him daddy. So, all right, the LA Rams went over to Chicago. They played all the way to overtime, and they finished the game 20-17. 3 interceptions from Caleb, 2 beautiful touchdowns, one extraordinary one where he had to run back 25 yards to throw it 45 yards down the field to make one spectacular throw to Cole Kmet. It was very telling that the weather affected the Rams. The Rams did not have a fluent offense. They did not have they didn't really move the ball as much as I thought, if you were in a warmer climate, they would have done it. This is what we were talking about. This is why Chicago wanted them. This is why Chicago also wanted a night game, because if you can get the weather to help you slow them down, you see the vulnerable side of Stafford. You see the vulnerable side of the Rams. And so I think the Chicago Bears did a hell of a job. The defense stepped it up. Obviously, they're not an all-time great defense right now. They are a little sus. There are a lot of also injuries on that side of the field as well. Uh, and the one downside, Alex, that you agree is that they weren't able to create any turnovers, which is what was their bread and butter all year long. And had they been able to do that, they probably could have come out on top. Now, sadly, it was y'all's side with Caleb's 3 interceptions that overall did y'all in. But nonetheless, there is more to blame than just Caleb's 3 interceptions. There was DJ Moore's lack of effort on every play, right? He took that last interception, he took the play off. Y'all lost Colston Loveland at the towards the end of the fourth, which I've mentioned earlier was a big loss for y'all because he's your best receiver. He really turned it on in the second half of the year. And of course, I mean, we saw there.
Luther Burden drops. Those two.
Yeah.
Those suck.
Yeah. Milton, talk to me about the Bears. Obviously, they took the L here. We'll let Alex give them props later, but I want to hear him about the Rams. Talk to me about the Bears overall, their performance this postseason and in this game.
Well, in the game, for the turnovers and the lack of turnovers that the Bears got, it shouldn't have been as good of a game. As far as it shouldn't have been as close. But Caleb, hey man, Caleb is now, he has put himself in a different stratosphere because of these 2 playoff performances. Now, Chi-Town, you haven't liked my criticism of Caleb on saying as far as like the inaccuracy. And I understand the drops as part of it, but with the inaccuracy, he still makes up for it when the time matters. But going into next year, focus on the gimmies. And I think it's all going to be up for Chicago. But based on the performance, defensively, like you said, Jose, they didn't get the turnovers. So there goes that. I think the defense actually performed above standards, in my opinion, in both of these playoff games for what they had to work with. I think Dennis Allen should be there again next year. I think he deserves another year. And yeah, I think overall the Rams were the better team, but the moments belonged to Chicago, and that's what kept them in the game. Just my opinion.
You're on mute.
My bad. Alex, talk to me about what the Rams did right, what y'all failed to capitalize in this game, and then afterwards, please to share us your thoughts on Caleb and the entire Chicago Bears game, season, whatever you feel, brother.
Well, one of the main things that the Rams did right was not turn over the ball for one big obvious reasons, right? That's what you want to do, is especially in cold climates, to not let the ball on the ground. There was a couple of times that the ball could have went our way, but it didn't. And the running game, I really thought the running game was going to be a killer to us, especially with no Edmonds or TJ Edwards. I'm sorry, with no TJ Edwards, and we're on our 3rd, 4th linebacker. I thought the running game was going to be a little bit more. You're going to see a lot more, but other than that, I mean, I the 2 scary guys on the outside were Devontae and Puka for the whole game. We shut down the deep threats, but you saw the play calling towards the end where you saw a little bit more of this check down. Start seeing more slants. You start seeing more drags. You start seeing a lot more rub routes. A lot of those rub routes were getting me pissed off because we were getting offensive PI, but that's just the brilliancy of McVay. And some of the times Puka wasn't catching the ball, but what he was doing on the curls and just being in the way, just his name itself, having two sets of eyes on him was getting his guys open. And that's really what was killing us, is just their names alone, because even though we didn't give up big plays to them, it's still kind of hurt us because we had to account for them. Um, I th- Obviously they were the better team coming into the game, but do I feel like they were the better team that day? I don't think so. I think Chicago was the better team that day. We did have them, or the Bears did have them on the ropes. They just needed 15 yards, and they did get away with one. I would say that. And like I told everybody that watches sports, football is the only sport that you don't have to be the best team to win the game. Out of all the other sports, you play best of sevens, right? Or the best of seven. Usually, the best team always wins because you play those amount of games. Football, you only play one game, so yes, you could have those upsets and stuff like that.
Let
The
me
Rams
let
were
me
the
let
better
me
team.
let me add into that, Alex. So Stafford threw for under 50% in completions that game, and he was the only quarterback to get sacked, and he got sacked 4 times. So
The most,
definitely,
the
yeah,
most all season.
I think for him, and mind you, this is a guy who coming in with a questionable back. People didn't know if he'd finish the season or even start the season. So good on them to get him.
Yeah.
Obviously, of course, it just wasn't enough. But go ahead, Alex. Talk to me about what your rest of your thoughts are.
And then, like I said, when they needed the big play, Stafford did it. Especially the big play. The two big plays to me were the rub route with I think Nakua and one of their tight ends that went up the stream it up the sideline, and it
Mhm.
was only like I want to say like 8 yard completion, but it was yards after the catch
Mhm.
that was really killer. And then the great throw by Stafford to Devontae down the sideline to put him in field goal range in overtime
Right.
were killers. And to me, that's why you have a quarterback like that,
Mhm.
a veteran, and somebody that's in the MVP conversations. So,
Right.
am I upset we lost? Yeah, but man, the Rams team is no joke. I mean, they traveled to Chicago and it was. I'm pretty sure they'll tell you too. It was tough playing there, but good teams find ways to win. So they are pretty good. They are a really good team. So I'll give them kudos.
I do want to ask both of you, what were your thoughts after the touchdown at the end of the fourth? Where here, obviously miraculous throw by Caleb Williams, getting away from that pass rush and getting into Kokomet's hands. How did y'all feel about Ben Johnson going conservative, not go for it for going for the 2 point conversion and settling for the field goal to force overtime? What were your thoughts on that? Either
I'll
one,
let
That,
so.
that's a
go ahead.
smart thing to do.
Uh,
I
I
don't think
go.
he should. Yeah, I would not have went for two. No.
I could see why some people were saying that. Like, why didn't he go for two? In other games, he would because the
Yeah, it's
defenses
the
weren't playing
playoffs.
great.
Right. It's
Yeah,
playoffs.
no,
Though. Right.
not only that. The other times the defense wasn't playing great. This particular day, the defense was playing
Pretty. Right.
phenomenal.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So you kick the field goal, you have your chances in overtime because you've just seen 60 minutes of what your defense could do and what
Sure.
they were doing to Stafford. Dennis Allen was calling a great game with
Bro, the pressure.
with
I
yeah.
don't. I don't even know how he did it. I
So
don't know how he did it.
I don't. I see people are like, oh well, he loves to go for the fourth down. He wants he would you could see him going for two, absolutely. But yet again, at those times in those games, we were trying to go toe for toe, offense to offense to try to score to stay in the game.
Sure.
Like I said, this game our defense was playing great, and I could see why he did that. And I'm not gonna bash him for like not going for two. I understand it though because you just took the win out of that whole sideline. That defense is shooken. Try to play the very next play, and they're still trying to see what looking at each other like what just happened. I
Hmm.
understand that, but like I said, yet again, your defense is playing great.
I will say this, and I know media is questioning it, and people who looking at Ben Johnson like for all this, you go for a fourth down all the time. You don't go for it now. He was validated at the beginning of overtime because the defense stopped the Rams. and then they got the ball back. Now, that sadly, yes, the interception happened. DJ Moore quit, whatever you want to say, and all that stuff happened. But the defense held up. At that point, what the plan was originally, it held up. Now, it didn't hold up obviously in the end. Mevis gets a kick once again, the field goal range. I'll be honest, I gotta look at it again. I haven't seen it since the game itself. I don't know if that was a catch by Devontae on the sideline. I don't know if his toe actually dragged enough when he had possession. I still say no. I said no in real time, even with the replays. But I gotta go back and look at it. But at the time, I was like, that's not a catch. But I don't know. Nonetheless, the Rams did enough. Great work out there. Great stuff. Guys, do y'all want to preview right now the conference championship games, or do we want to talk about the new coaching hires? Which side do we want to talk
let me
about?
just talk about how people were bashing DJ. I know people want to trade DJ, but honestly, I think DJ was probably the most reliable receiver, other than Colston Loveland towards the end of the year. We watching the game. I think it was the very first play. You ran a bootleg to DJ. He catches it and he goes for like 30 yards, 40 yards. And then there was one where he runs a curl and Caleb fits it in between three defenders and he catches it with one hand. And he was getting killed. And then the very next play, he runs like a comeback route towards the Rams sideline and he gets beat up. I'm like, damn, I thought he was out for the rest of the game because he took a big hit and he fell on his head. I was like, damn, he's out. The fact that he was still playing, I was like, damn, this dude, I'm not going to question him like giving lack of it. I know for sure he was hurt. But him, that last interception, if you go back to the Green Bay game, Caleb Williams goes to the sideline and starts telling to his receivers that if you have inside leverage on a defender, flatten the route and I'll give it to you. That's exactly what happened against the Rams. DJ Moore had inside leverage on the corner or on the DB. It looked like he was supposed to keep it straight and go like towards the pylon. Right. And Caleb Williams thought, like he said, told him, when you have leverage, I want you to flatten it out. He flattens the throw, thinking if they were on the same connection, that's a catch. But the fact that they weren't, and one was going one way and the other one was going over, it and then behind DJ, I think it was Rome. He was running a post, so it looked like they were both about to run into each other. And DJ Moore saw that, and DJ Moore kind of slowed down his route because he didn't want to take his defender into Rome. So I don't know, like yes, it was more of DJ's fault, absolutely, because he was supposed to flatten the route. It was miscommunication, and then also Caleb could have just threw it. I think if I'm not mistaken, Common on guy that was in the play. But other than that, man, Chicago had a great season, and it not only gave us hope, but dude, my son's 5 years old, and he's over here cheering the Bears and stuff. I'm like, damn, like that's crazy.
Milton, it's the final year going into DJ Moore's contract extension. So I posed the question to the guys, and I said, would you trade DJ Moore? Obviously, Alex probably doesn't want to. He's obviously been in some ways key valuable asset, but we've known the stories about how he feels kind of about Caleb, how he felt about Justin Fields, and et cetera. Going into his final year of his contract, would you make DJ Moore a trade piece and go on with Loveland, Rome, and Luther Burden as the key guys instead?
Yeah, I would. Just because, I mean, you're most likely not going to re-sign him to a big contract due to age and whatever, and you have weaponry now, and you could get a good amount of pieces, in my opinion, if you shop DJ Moore. So I would. Not because DJ Moore is cheeks, he's not. But if I'm a GM for Chicago and I know I'm not going to pay him, yeah, I'm shopping him.
All right. Well, guys, we got a few new head coaches, so we can briefly talk about them real quick. And then we'll get into later on our conference championship preview. So the first name up that got a new job hire, we had to wait also for it to be finalized because they wanted certain language in the contract. John Harbaugh, former Baltimore Ravens head coach, is now the new head coach of the New York Giants. The Giants did not have a good season last year. They fired Brian Dable in the middle of the season, but now they've moved on and they've hired John Harbaugh. 1 out of 10, Milton, rate me. How would you score that hire for the Giants?
10 being like a
The
great.
best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably like an 8. It's going to be good. Yeah, an 8, like a solid 8. It's a good hire. It's just, I don't know what the ceiling's going to be because John Harbaugh, what his issue is losing close games. And that's kind of what the Giants been struggling with as well. He's going to provide a different, I think, a more well-rounded approach to it, and he should be hiring better coordinators with his tenure. So that's the positive. It's just the ceiling. I think the floor is going to go up tremendously, but I don't see the ceiling really going up. Like them making the playoffs, let's say 3 out of the next 4 years, I could see that being a thing, sure. But them doing anything in the playoffs, I don't know if John Harbaugh exclusively does that.
Yeah. Alex, obviously we were talking about it on the text threads about how Harbaugh's hadn't finalized yet because he wanted the language to be specific that he answers to the owner. He didn't want to answer to the GM, Joe Shane, who obviously has been in media over his horrible GMing the last couple of years, especially after the Hard Knocks show went on and how dismissive he was about Saquon and how he approached things. And even last year, video came out about how this is a Brian Daboll decision to get Jackson Dart. This is not something he was a fan of. So how do you feel about John Harbaugh going in there? And he's already basically, I know they've shaken hands and smiled for the cameras, but also already in kind of conflict with the GM, Joe Shane.
Yeah. We're talking about, I really didn't think he was going to sign there because of, like you said, the language in the contract. I would probably give this hire more like a 6, like just because like Milton said, you don't know what the ceiling is to this, and the thing is that they do have a lot of young key pieces in key positions.
Yep.
I know a lot of people didn't really think high of Cam, but you seen what he did when he was healthy and when he got the carries, that he could probably potentially be a special player for them. Jackson Dart, also a special player, and then the receiver Neighbors,
right?
And then you put that within like I said, that defense on paper looks great, and I said that John needs to be the guy during the draft, and he needs to pick his guys, because even if you don't, you're probably going to see the same Giants for the next 3 years, and then you're going to see John back without a job. You got the I know a lot of people don't think the Dallas Cowboys are a good team, but they are probably one defensive coordinator away from being a top 15 defense, right? Top, which is in the middle of the pack, but their offense is really great.
Right.
You go to the Philly. Philly has a great defense and a great defensive caller in McVay. We know
Fangio.
there you go, Fangio. My fault.
I got you.
But their offense is kind of lackluster, but they do got players. Devontae, AJ. We don't know if he's going to be there.
Probably not.
All, like I said, like key players and key positions. And then Washington, obviously, Daniels is coming back from injury, but we know what he did before injury. So this conference, I mean, this division is kind of tough because they usually never have back-to-back division winners besides the last year. So This was kind of a head scratcher for him to pick this team, just because you don't know where this team is going. Like you said, Brian, they will want it. Dart, he's gone. So what's the first thing I thought? I was like, man, Cam's gone. Hopefully they keep him because that wasn't this guy. But I like I said, I think they've proven themselves that they are ballers, and I think
for sure
they would want to keep them.
Yeah, so, yeah, I kind of agree with Alex. I don't think he's gonna last long. To be honest with you,
Really?
maybe give it 3 or 4 years. I don't know, man. One great point that came out last week, which of course I totally agree, this dude couldn't succeed with Lamar Jackson at the helm, and I get it. Alex has his whole feeling about how Lamar is limited for like pistol or shotgun. But dude, you had a top guy right there in your locker room. You had a top defense. You had arguably the best running back in the game right now. And now, now John Harbaugh is going to, yes, he's going to concussion Jackson Dart. Yes, he's going to already injured year one Cam Scatterbo. He already going to injured year two Malik Neighbors, who we don't even have an update of when he's going to return, if he's going to return it off for the season. So obviously there's questions in the secondary for the you got to remember the Ravens did hire John Harbaugh, but he was a special team specialist. So I'm just wondering, I guess it all depends on who he hires and surrounds himself with.
Yeah.
But like, what's he bringing really to the table when you had a 2-time MVP already on your side and y'all couldn't go as far past the AFC Championship game? So I guess that's where I'm wondering. It's gonna New York media is gonna be a lot harder on you. New York is gonna beat you down. It wears and tears down you more than anything. He's 63. He doesn't look it. He actually looks a lot younger than 63, but it is gonna come down more and more. And Alex is right. The division is just gonna get a little tougher. Dak still plays really well. Jaden Daniels, if they can protect him and he keeps his body not as frail or fragile, that's going to be a killer. The Eagles will always be a threat as long as they can find the right OC, right? The defense will be right there. So I don't know, man. Joe Shane might be gone first, but I can see John Harbaugh leaving in about 3 or 4 years if they don't succeed either. If they don't.
This is the second coach, right? Or technically his third coach, because in season
Joe Shane, I think, was there for the previous regime. Yes. Let me double check for you. I'll double check for you.
I'll say this if John Harbaugh picks the right defensive coordinator, when he won a championship, he had a top all-time defense. Didn't really matter on the quarterback. I think if he picks the right defensive coordinator, not saying he's going to win a Super Bowl, but I think that's where the success is going to come.
So Shane hired Brian Daboll, and then technically this is his third head coach because, all the coaches that were interim coaches last year. So technically, yes, third, but the second hire under his regime. But technically, Joe Shane did not hire John Harbaugh. The owner did. And so that's the difference between Joe Shane hiring Brian Daboll. So we'll see how that all intertwines throughout the rest of the way. Kevin Stefanski is now the former head coach, the 2-time head coach of the year, former head coach of the Cleveland Browns, is now the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, once again, the Falcons have another I can't believe you suck this much for how good your roster is type of season.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing, gentlemen, is that now his former quarterback, Baker Mayfield, gets a crack at him twice a year from the rest of the way. We know how much Baker hates him for how Stefanski put the blame on him.
He didn't text him. That's why. He didn't text
him. More or less also the way he treated him, to be fair. So I know you've been a Stefanski defender and anti-Baker, so I get it, Milton. It's okay.
I've never been anti-Baker. I've been Baker more than anybody, other than this year. Go ahead.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Stefanski takes over the role. Still question on the quarterback in Atlanta, but you do have a Bijan, you do have Drake London. You might franchise tag Kyle Pitts because good Lord knows that man probably deserves a lot more than what he's been getting in Atlanta. But nonetheless, he's getting a lot of good stuff, but also a lot of baggage along the way. How do we feel about this hire, Milton? 1 to 10.
For Now this one I had to be specific. So for who? For Atlanta?
For Atlanta hiring Stefanski, yes.
I would say this is going to sound like I'm biased. Easily, I think it's a 10, in my opinion. Because if you look at Atlanta's last head coaches they decided to go with, all of them have been like, Raheem Morris. Oh, he's a defensive coordinator on an okay defense. The highlight was, they drafted Kobe Turner, Aaron Donald, like all that. That was the hype around it, but it wasn't a top. He never coached a top defense, and we've seen Raheem Morris as a head coach. It didn't work out, fair or unfair, whatever. So with Stefanski having 2-time coach of the year and having to deal with way less than what he's given at Atlanta, yeah, I think it's a 10 out of 10. Unless Stefanski lost something, yeah, I think it's a 10 out of 10. What do you think,
Alex?
Yeah, for Atlanta, it's high. For Stefanski, I would say it's a little bit of why, right? Because like you said, it's a lot of baggage going into there because the quarterback situation, and not only that, I feel like there's more criticism in Atlanta than you would have got. I know that he got fired in Cleveland, but then what he would have got in Cleveland, right? Because they do have a lot of weapons, and with that comes a lot of criticism, especially under one year. They're gonna criticize him if for sure if he can't win games there with that kind of roster. For Atlanta though, like Milton said, this is a different hire though, since I want to say Arthur maybe because he was an offensive guy and but still like that still didn't really mesh well.
Right. Right.
But what I could see is Stefanski going with Kirk, to tell you the truth, and not having a lot of and I think that's what's gonna end up happening because the money that they have to owe Kirk, you're gonna have to play him. I mean, I don't think anything's
so just to verify, no, he can just cut him and it's over. His contract was guaranteed for the first 2 years. If they cut him before March 1st, then they're good. They're not liable to pay him for the rest of the contract. His contract was only for his first 2 years, and that's already been completed.
So next year, if they keep him, they have to pay them. They have to pay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's probably gone then.
He's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Get him out of here.
So, but yeah, I don't even think that he has confidence in that quarterback room though.
I wouldn't trust Penix either. I'm not confident.
But everything else around him. Remember, for Cleveland, wide receiver one's Jerry Jeudy. You have some decent tight ends. He did the best he could with 2 good tight ends, right? Well, one rookie and one Njoku. Injury prone, seems like. I think he's gonna, even with this offensive line, it's not the greatest. It's not as good as it was last year. But one extra piece, and Jake Matthews coming back, they're gonna be fine. I just think the quarterback situation is tricky. I'm with you, but I think that to be the really only problem with this Atlanta team. This is a 10 out of 10 hire in my opinion. And Stefanski's going to be in Atlanta. NFC South. You win 9 games, you might be playing for a wild card. You know what I mean? So Baker could say all he wants. You're going to see Atlanta, and we'll see what happens because you're not going to be playing against Stefanski, your offense. So whatever.
Anti-Baker.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like the comments he made. I didn't like that, but it's probably because I'm biased.
It's only totally fair. I mean, it's totally fair for him. It's how he feels. I mean, he's the one that got cut from the Browns, and he knows how Stefanski treated him. So,
but Baker's the type of guy that he keeps receipts on everybody.
Yeah.
Sure. Like
you remember when
Marco
told him to go fuck himself? He remembers.
It didn't work. He kept receipts on a lot of teams, and didn't work for him this year. Huh? Didn't matter. Didn't matter. He could try all he wants. Just saying. The whole
Milton's really on the anti-Baker.
You know what? Now I'm turning a new leaf. I'm anti-Baker now. You're right.
Damn. That's
my
sad.
new thing. Now that Stefanski's in the division, I have a whole new thing I'm gonna start doing. Appreciate that one.
I'm still picking Tampa Bay to win the division. Anyways, one of us got to keep that Tampa Bay jersey warm, and it ain't gonna be you apparently. Yeah. Anyways, so let me get this name right. I want to get the
Jeff Hatley.
There you go, Jeff Hafley.
I don't know how you. Hafley.
Jeff Hafley, right? Hafley. Yeah. Jeff Hafley, former defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, who made them look really good the last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Is now the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And this has got really a lot of people scratching their heads. Obviously, your new GM comes from Green Bay as well. So now does the head coach. And rumor has it, their first target for quarterback is not Quinn Ewers for QB1. It is Malik Willis, another Green Bay guy. So, guys, how do we feel about 46-year-old Jeff Hafley heading on to Miami? Defensive guy, warm climate. How do we feel?
Chi-Town, you're
yeah. So I know this bum more than probably anybody. No, he's
I've seen his ass.
No, he's a pretty good defensive play caller. I'll give him that.
Thank you for saying pretty good.
And that the defense is that the defense that he's had in Green Bay are gritty and they are tough. I'll give them that. They are they play all the way to the whistle, and they're a gritty team. So Miami, I've heard it too. With I was watching a couple people, I guess ESPN or whatever. They were saying that, which is true. Miami for years under Mike, they weren't a gritty team. They weren't a hard-nosed team.
Right. And players said that. Right.
Yeah. So I agree with that, and I could see why they would want to make that move. The other thing is, though, who does he bring in with to be his offensive coordinator? We are starting to see a lot of defensive coordinators not working out to be head coaches. For one, because they usually bring in the wrong offensive guy. And if their defense is not leading the team, which what I mean is like reasons why they're winning, then they're usually gone. So that whole bringing, I do believe Malik is a good, probably bottom tier quarterback one. But to start off your coaching career with him is kind of crazy. I probably would start with Quentin and see what you get with Quentin. And if he ends up not being that good, then so be it. At least it gives you a little bit more time to bring in another quarterback, and that way people are not more critical of you bringing in a quarterback that you had from Green Bay to because right now the word in the street is that he's going to be a QB1, right? So for him to bring him in there, that's just going to shorten his coaching lifespan a little bit shorter because if he can't get the job done.
Well, the good news is that you don't have to give anything to Malik. You can give him like a $10 million contract, sign him for a year or two, and then have him and Quinn compete for the role. There's another possibility too that because Mike McDaniels is out, Tua could stick around and still be the QB1. That's not the role I would go with Tua, but that is a possibility out there too. So you could make a competition between Tua, Malik, and Quinn if you can't trade off Tua to any sucker out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Chi-Town said, because first he said great. Jose, I think you said great, but then Chi-Town.
Oh, said, I don't think great at all. I'm gonna say right now, it's a great hire for DC? Other people.
No, DC. I forgot what you called him, what kind of DC you called him, but I think he's
Oh
okay.
yeah, great DC.
Yes, he's gritty.
He had a great
Decent.
defense. He had a great defense.
There you go. There you go.
He structured it better than the previous DC.
Sure.
The previous DC allowed too many points. There was no really turnovers, anything like that.
They were chanting the fire.
When he came in, he tightened it up a little more. And so I would say
he
had a great defense. He did really good. I will say he did great.
Okay, so I would say maybe schematically, sure. Like Chi-Town said, they're gritty and all that, sure. Unless he has a top echelon pass rusher, this defense is middle of the pack. 10th, 11th, 12th, good at stopping the run, but has misses against the pass. If you have a good DB room, you'll be good. If not, likely to be had, but they're tough, like Chi-Town says. And he's going to a team. I don't know Miami's financial thing. So if you want to look that up, please. I don't know what their cap, what they have available and all that, but you have no offensive line. You have one offensive line. James Daniels, yeah, he's good. That's it. You have no offensive lineman, right?
He's still in the league?
Yeah. I don't know if he played this year. Did he? I think he played a couple games this year.
Who's that?
No way.
James Daniels.
Damn. He's been in the league for a while.
Anyways, they are negative 22 million in
Okay. Yeah. Now let me go ahead and really just cook this guy then. Okay, so
he played one game.
Yeah. Oh damn. He got hurt that quick. He just came off injury. Okay.
And that game against Indy. Yep, that's it.
Never mind. I retract that statement. They have no offensive line, right? Their defense sucks. They have no secondary. Going into this season, me and Jose looked at the AFC East, and they have no secondary. They got rid of their only secondary pieces. You got Mika, sure. That's it. That's literally it. He can't save a secondary. I think Jordan Brooks is coming back. He's a good linebacking piece for sure. But everything else, they don't have anything. So I don't understand what he's going to do. His defenses were, again, with Micah there, that was just, to quote Jose over here, this was the top defense. Which, fair enough. You have all the right to say that when Micah was there. When Micah's gone, it's the same problems you have. You know what I mean? And Miami doesn't have a key pass rusher. You had a good pass rusher. Well, Bradley Chubb maybe, but you had Phillips. You gave up on him and gave him to Philly. So I don't know what this move doesn't do anything.
He might just honestly be a bridge coach.
I think
until the next one, because they're 27th in the cap.
Right.
And here's the thing. As of right now, if they make no trades or cost cuts right now, Tua has a 56.4 million cap hit. Tyreek Hill has a 51.8 cap hit.
Bro,
so
what are you gonna do?
So you can't do much. Those two alone are 107 mil plus. Everyone else has got, they got a little bit of more dead caps and stuff like that. But cap hit wise, that's going to kill you. So you need to offload one of them to even try to rebuild somewhere else. And that's where I would say, if you can find a sucker to get Tua, then maybe you can actually restructure your O-line and your defense somehow, some way.
Right, but every single offensive lineman. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, this is a part. This is a team that let Robert Hunt go for cheap to Carolina.
Right.
This is the same team that traded Phillips to Buffalo. So that was crazy. So yeah, I mean, they're still gonna stink even with Malik Willis and whatever, or Quinn Ewers.
I hope Malik doesn't do it. Malik should not go over there. We've seen him in Tennessee with a bad offensive line, and everyone said he can't be a quarterback.
But he will do it because he believes he should be a starter, and that will be a spot that gives it to him. Because where else right now in the league is there a guaranteed spot for him to be a starter? You want to trust Cleveland?
I mean, speaking of Cleveland, go to Atlanta. Give that a try. See what happens there. You got weapons.
I mean, it's not wrong there. So we'll see. He is a free agent, so
you're right.
We'll go from there. Sure. One coach that happened last night that was crazy out of nowhere, just middle of the night. Robert Saleh is now the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans, and I do not like it.
Tell me.
I
Go ahead.
hate
Elaborate.
it.
Mhm.
First of all, we already saw him with a dysfunctional organization, with a poverty franchise, and which was the New York Jets. And this is the same franchise that said, "Yeah, we'll be better off without Mike Vrabel and Derrick Henry and AJ Brown and all this stuff." And I get it. The GM that did all that is no longer there, but it's the same ownership. It doesn't change. Robert Saleh, in my head, I'm like, you did not need to rush into a new head coaching gig right away.
For sure.
There's no need, no reason for it. And if you're going to go back to the head coaching hunt, why aren't you going for more established, better organizations? Guess what, buddy? The Baltimore Ravens are still looking for a head coach. The Pittsburgh Steelers are still looking for a head coach. And you're telling me the Tennessee Titans offer was too good to refuse? I hate that. They're bums over there. They're not going to do any good, respectfully, over there. And now we know he's got a beef with Liam Cohen, so now he gets to see him twice a year. How fun is that?
Didn't think of that. Good call.
Yeah, so
Didn't think of that.
I don't know. I mean, you got Cam Ward, and then what?
That's probably why. That's probably why.
That's not enough. You already went through dysfunction. You didn't learn the first time.
But he didn't have a quarterback.
We don't know if they have a quarterback still. There's no guarantee that Cam Ward's going to succeed. Joe's super high on him. Our sports mailman is super high on him. Doesn't mean we are. Doesn't mean we know what he is just yet. And so I don't like this because it's not a place of it's a place of dysfunction. And so I'm not a fan of it. Alex Milton, try to change my mind if you can, or do you agree with me?
My only good pushback was Cam. You kind of beat that, and I wasn't going to defend it. So, yeah, you got me. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Shai.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think having a young quarterback, you would want someone to be bring in a guru type of candidate?
Yes.
To try to change the narrative of him being potentially, because people are already calling him a bust. I think he'll be fine, but the thing is this hiring like I said, I think Saleh's a great coach, great defensive coordinator, but him taking this job though, it's the same thing as the Jets. Like, I think he took over when Zach Wilson was the quarterback there, and you failed to help him develop, right? And I could see maybe he's trying to maybe get this job to stop the narrative of him not being able to develop a quarterback. But still, you tried already that, and it didn't work. Malik I'll give him that. Malik is a better quarterback, a better prospect than Zach Wilson. But still, you have to hit the nail with this offense of OC hiring. If not, I did see that they maybe bringing in Mike, right?
Which is not happening now.
Yeah, but I mean, if that happens, and I think that's a great home run.
No, but it's not. It's guaranteed. Mike McDermott is already with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, he's. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's done. He's not going to get Mike.
Damn. So yeah, that's
right. If he gets a good OC, if he builds his staff well, because he didn't at the Jets, his fault or not, then maybe this can be a long-term fix. Yeah, if Cam Ward is the guy, because again, he never had the quarterback. And I think he can make that defense actually good, like everybody thought they were last year, because they have a couple of pieces. Their offensive line, they also have a couple of pieces. They just need to plug in some more and depth. Now, I'm with you on the objective of it. I agree with you, Jose. I don't like the move just because of the availabilities that's there. And if those weren't, we'll take just stay at San Fran for another year. You'll be all right. But yeah, I don't like the move though. It's
not a great move. And then look, most coaches that have 2 failing stints don't get a third opportunity. So you're literally putting the rest of your head coaching career on the line right here. Like Tennessee?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, good Lord. Oh man, it's horrific. I'm not a fan. It's whatever. But speaking of the OC that he wanted, Mike McDaniels, the former Miami Dolphin head coach, is now the OC for Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I've been saying for months that the Chargers this year were peaking too high for a bad roster. Me and Alex, I was surprised when Alex agreed with me when I said this, is that they're 1 year short from being a dangerous roster. Next year will be when they're probably more fully healthy, when they're going to have all those big draft picks to where everything's ready, especially with the cap space and all. But now, with Mike McDaniels returning to California, but just this time it being with the Chargers, how do y'all like that move? I'll start now with me saying it. I love it. For the Chargers, I love it. It's a great move. Jim Harbaugh, hopefully is able to find a way to keep Jesse Minter, because then he'll really have a great coaching staff.
What? Oh my gosh!
And they're fourth in cap space. They have $85 million available right now before the draft. So there's a lot of moves they can make, and so this is where I'll say, I'll call it right now, they will be the most dangerous team coming out the AFC next year.
100%. Think of the sound bites we're gonna get. The sound bites we're gonna get. Jim Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel. It's gonna be just great television, great media kind of stuff going on with both of them and like you said, if Minter comes back, even better. But even if he doesn't, Jim Harbaugh is good at picking DCs, at least historically. So I'll trust him in that. This is a plus 10 out of 10 move for the Chargers and Mike McDaniel for that matter.
Alejandro?
Yeah, obviously you needed to change up the offensive scheme that what Jim was trying to do. It looked like the same offense that he would try to do in Michigan. I see why he did that though, because he didn't have a lot of big key names and big in those positions. Of course, he got Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen's not the same Keenan Allen from years ago.
Right.
You got Ladd, but Ladd, like you said, is a lower end wide receiver one. The running backs have been in and out of the lineup, so I could see it working out. That's probably the hottest offensive coordinator name out there right now, and you're able to land him. And but the one thing that I have pushback is on, you're getting everybody healthy again. They did have everybody healthy a couple years. I was 2 years ago, and it didn't look too good in the playoffs.
They didn't have offensive line though. You got to get them that.
Are you talking about? Well, they had Alt. That's I think. When they didn't have. I don't think Slater was playing.
The Slater wasn't playing. Yeah, but
so.
Still, like majority.
Bozeman is still the last in all of PFF and all rankings for centers.
The main thing I understand, this is going to be a different offense, but the thing is, you're going to be drafting high, and getting a receiver in that position is going to be kind of hard. That's what I feel like this team needs for sure, is a guy that could change, for sure, the way defenses look at them, because they don't have a burner. I mean, they don't, and that's what they're lacking. And Mike loves to have burner receivers.
Yeah,
but
they got cap space. We'll see.
Yeah, but Tyreek ain't going over there. He
probably not.
not under Mike.
Free agency. Let me look at it real quick. I just looked at.
And yeah, they wanted Trey Harris to be that, but that didn't work out. So.
As far as wide receivers who are free agents, I'm not sure if it's unrestricted here or not. Whatever. Mike Evans could potentially leave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but that's not one I would go with. I would want to go younger. D-Hop. There's really not a name. Keenan Allen's going to be a free agent again. Something tells me he'll stick around, but for like a minimum. You know what I mean? I feel like he'll still, because where else does Keenan Allen go where he's as Keenan Allen? Like, I guess this is where Alec Pierce is going to be a really attractive offer.
Yeah, like that'll be your downfield burner right there.
And if he's Well, this is the one that maybe everyone's going to go for if he's not franchise tagged. George Pickens is a free agent this upcoming off season. I'm thinking he's probably going to get franchise tagged.
Right. No way Dallas lets him walk. There's no way.
After the year he had in Dallas,
There's no way, right? There's no way.
Time to trade CD. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right.
We gotta do our rankings, and I want to see how many people puts George Pickens over CD. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a couple. And I already told Jeff if he's gonna do these rankings at the end of the season, the lowest I'm allowed is him to put Dak at 16. Can't put him any lower. Can't put him at 40. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, ruins the whole average.
Exactly. I'll put 60 is the lowest I'll allow him to go, but I will not accept anything worse.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's the biggest coaching changes here. So let's close it out with the previewing the two games coming up this weekend. Let's start with the AFC Championship game. Obviously, this is the game that's going on first. It is the Patriots, who are undefeated at home out of road games, going up against Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos, who are 8-1 or technically 9-1 now. At home. So, Alex, before me and Milton gush over our Patriots, any thoughts on this game, how Denver's chances are and everything right now? Patriots are 5.5 point favorites.
I think the one key for Denver to win the game is honestly try to keep Drake May off the field. It's probably going to be hard to do because of the Patriots defense and the way they're playing right now, and able to get 3 and outs and minimizing the big plays. And I think that's gonna be the key factor there, is trying to get Drake May off the field, which is weird. It's a second-year kid, but still, you just minimize the offense.
Milton, obviously, like we said, we're still feeling it for Denver for losing Bo.
Sure.
We would have loved to see that matchup because have yet to play against each other, Drake versus Bo. And I thought that would be a great matchup to have just for us as fans. You as a boner, me as a Drakester.
Yeah.
And of course, Alex loving both quarterbacks. But how are we feeling overall? Should the Patriots be going in nervous against the Denver Broncos defense? Yeah. Obviously, the offense is going to be questionable, but it's the defense that once again.
Yeah. However they felt with Houston and they played with that chip on their shoulder, do the same exact thing with Denver, because Denver has the same problems that are going to be posed to us. Guys that are going to be around the ball, around Drake May, and corners that are pretty aggressive that will try to make a play. And that could benefit us as far as penalties and all, or big plays, but it could also not if Drake May is getting rattled in the pocket and or out of the pocket. So they should play with the same chip that they played with Houston, because this defense is also a problem. And the offense, funny enough, even though it's Jarrett Stidham and he's not as good as CJ Stroud, I think Sean Payton is going to coach this offense up where they're not going to have the same turnover problems that Houston had. There ain't going to be no big play or nothing like that. But I just don't think we're going to be able to capitalize on as many turnovers as we did with CJ. As crazy as that sounds, but it's just matchups. We don't know what the heck to really expect with Stidham. I'm not expecting much, but we should definitely show some respect to that defense and play however we did with Houston.
I haven't looked at the injury report for Denver. Obviously, there's rumors that J.K. Dobbins could be back, and that's going to be a huge win for them because they have not had an efficient run game since losing J.K. Dobbins. R.J. Harvey's been okay, but he's been more of a pass-catching back than anything. He's not been the reliable guy. Obviously, like we saw, Troy Franklin go down with a hamstring. Pat Bryant went down with a concussion. So we're going to see eventually how much these guys can go. May not be able to go at all. Well, I mean, for the most part, but questions nonetheless. But yeah, we're going to get maybe Mac Hollins back at best for us. There should be no reason why we're not putting up points on them. I don't believe Jared Stidham's going to put points. Respectfully, I
agree with that.
Out of watching Justin Herbert, even with a battle line, just CJ Stroud with a battle line, I don't think Stidham's going to put up any points. I think this is all going to come from either defense or special teams if they put up anything at all. It's a sad to say. It feels like a beatdown. It's going to be embarrassing. I will say this: as a Patriots fan, if we lose, it's an embarrassment. We have no right to lose this game with Jared Stidham at the helm. I don't care if it's Sean Payton and the defense out there. There is no reason for us to be taking L's at this point and not going to the Super Bowl with what the condition in the matchup we're in right now. But anything can happen. It's football, right? Just like Alex said, any given week, any given Sunday, we could lose this game. Fellas, y'all want to give out? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, and you got to give respect to this Denver offensive line. Compared to the last two offensive lines that we dealt with, that we caused problems, that's why I say I don't think we're going to do this. I think we're going to have a good defensive performance because Stidham's not going to be able to have any big playability. But I don't think we're going to get to him as much. And that's all.
I also think we're not going to even be trying to be fair. I think we're going to stick with a four-man. I think we're going to stick with a four-man rush and just keep the other 7 on the field to make sure nothing happens.
I hope so.
Spy on Jared Stidham. Maybe he'll try to run or something. I don't know. Spy on RJ or JK.
RJ, right?
But we're not gonna put because if Houston and LA we can run through and try to get to the quarterback. That's not going to be the same here. We just won't let him beat us.
Right. Okay. I agree with
that. My key is my key to that game for the Patriots side is to not let Benito have one-on-ones. No. Do not let Benito go one-on-ones, especially on the left side. If you see him line up on the left side, chip him, and then I think they start to have Henderson a little on the line right next to him sometimes, and try to chip with Campbell.
That's definitely something they asked for Ramondre, so I hope they do ask more of Hindi to do that. And he succeeds, but Ramondre is usually the better one for that one.
Yeah, he sure.
If you noticed, Hunter Henry had a real quiet game, and that's because he was trying to help out as much as he can on the outside versus him actually being able to do anything. He didn't actually catch. Actually, did have one catch for 5 yards, and that's about it. He didn't do anything else.
But he was very valuable for us in that game.
Morgan Moses didn't give him a sack either on the right side. So the right side we're good. It's the left side we got to worry about.
Unfortunately. And Will Campbell's he had a great rookie year. It's just he's only good against these top pass rushers. It's not happening, man.
And it's fair. These are top guys. It's fair to hey, he's not going to always beat them all.
Of course.
So, all right, main event time. Okay, well, let me ask y'all right now. Who do y'all got, Patriots or Broncos? I'll say Patriots. I will give a score tomorrow on the People's Debate, but I got Patriots.
New England Patriots. If you say anything else, Chi-Town, I'm convinced you hate us.
No, it's kind of hard to go against or to pick a team that don't have. It's not. How do you say? That's not. Logical to pick a guy that hasn't
Jared
taken
Stidham. Right.
But if Sean Payton has all the confidence in the world in him, but to me as a fan, it's hard to believe that.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's just trying to rah his guys, but I'm not fully convinced. I'm gonna have to go with the Patriots. They have their starting quarterback.
Right. So, all right, fellas. So, we're going to the main event for Sunday afternoon. It is Rams at Seahawks, the third matchup this year. They're both 1-1, both spectacular games. Seahawks are favored 2.5 points. Break it down for me, fellas. How are we feeling about this matchup?
I would have to go back to the weather on that one.
Ooh, talk to me about that. Talk to me.
We seen the Rams play the cold, so I'm just let me see that day. Oh, it's gonna be not too bad. It looks like in the 30s in Seattle, as long as it's not rainy. That's to me. I think that's gonna be a game for sure where Seattle has to, like I said, minimize having Devontae and Puka on the field as much as you can, because that that offense could go for sure and put up quickly 40 points on you. But then again, you got Sam Darnold on your team, and you also don't want him on the field for that long either. So it go either way.
Milton, how are you feeling, bro?
I don't know how to feel about this game, actually. I don't know. One, I didn't expect Seattle to be here, so that's one. With the Rams, if you look at the last two times these teams have played each other, it doesn't. If you think that, okay, the lowest scoring game, that probably favors Seattle. Well, the lowest scoring game, the Rams won. The higher scoring game, Seattle won. When the Rams didn't have a turnover, they lost. So I don't know how to feel about this game, but the main thing is Sam Darnold. That's it. And I have all the respect in the world, Sam Darnold. He revitalized his career. He knows how to win now. He knows how to not lose. That's a great accomplishment for Sam Darnold. I think if the Rams want to go to the Super Bowl, they are going to have to put the ball in Sam's hand. If they get the running game going, luckily for them, Charbonnet's out. But if Kenneth Walker gets going, this game could get out of hand. They still could win, but it's going to get out of hand. They put it in Sam Darnold's hands. It's going to be another 3-4 turnover game for him, and they'll probably win the game. And it'll be lower scoring, just like their first matchup.
With that front four on the Rams side, it could be getting ugly for the run game, obviously. I could trust that they can, without Zach Charbonnet, I think that hurts the Seahawks a lot more than people think. Sure. Because it's a deadly 1-2 punch. Now, yes, Kenneth Walker had a great game against the Niners, but again, the depleted Niners. They're not pretty anyway. So you're coming into the game with the 1-2 best receivers of the season. You're coming in with 2 1,000-yard rushers. You're coming in with 2 4,000-yard passers. At the end of the day, I think the biggest difference in this game will be, can Matthew Stafford continue to put these high numbers against that Seattle defense? If he can come out on top again with that, I don't think that everything that went almost by luck, in the last matchup for Seattle is going to happen again. I don't know if Rashid Shaheed's going to have another punt return touchdown. I don't know if we're going to have a fumble from a lateral that will become a 2-point conversion. All these things that happened in the last matchup, I just don't have the confidence that will happen again. So Sam Darnold will have to play as the Sam Darnold we've had the last 2 years. He's going to have to ball out. He's going to have to go to JSN. He's going to have to go to former Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown champion. He's going to have to go to Rashid Shaheed, all these guys to rely. A.J. Barner, who has been a spectacular tight end coming out this year. Sam Darnold's going to have to be the difference maker. If he's not the difference maker, if he can't become a great game manager for this game, then they have no real shot to beat the LA Rams, because like Alex said, if weather wasn't a big implement in this game, they will lose or they would struggle, but that's not going to be the case. It's going to be a normal day in Seattle, 44 degrees, very low winds, no rain, sunny until nightfall hits. So in reality, everything is even with them being favorites and at home, everything's against Seattle. They have to uprise and they have to overcome this rivalry, and they have to come out on top with Sam Darnold. He has to stop seeing ghosts. He has to be the reason why they win this game.
Okay. So we are Sam Darnold's our main focus, but we're on complete opposites of it. I like that.
Yeah.
He has to be the main character. I think if he is the main character, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
For them. But nonetheless, should be a great game, as we saw the last 2 matchups. So it should be a great game.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, my pick for this game, as of right now, could change in 24 hours before people's debate. We'll see. My pick right now will be the Seattle Seahawks to come out on top and go to the Super Bowl. Despite everything I just said, I think they could find a way. And again, I said it last week with Buffalo. It is too hard to win 3 road games in the playoffs. And it's not that Buffalo at 2. And for the Rams, who did not have a great December, it might just happen here for them in the middle of January. What say you, fellas?
The Rams are gonna win.
I know you said that it's hard to win 3 games on the road, but it's happened before.
But it's hard.
It's hard. It's definitely hard.
Yeah,
But we've seen Super Bowl champs. I think all year everybody has picked.
What was the last
Rams.
one? I want to know the last one. I forget.
I think it was the Packers, honestly. Oh no. It wasn't the Packers. It was
the Giants.
the Giants with Eli, of course.
Giants did it for sure. Yeah.
What sense?
I don't. I would have to.
I don't think so. Chiefs had 2 road games, but they had that one wild card home game.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the more latest one I could think of.
I like to think it was the Giants, but I'm sure I'm wrong on that.
Well, let's think of, because obviously the Patriots, the Super Bowls they went to, they were always at home, at least one game. So Seahawks were at home in 14 and 13.
Well,
Ravens and Niners, one of them was on the road. No, probably not, right? Anyways, I think the last team that probably did more in the road was probably the Chiefs, but that was only 2 games, and they had 1 home game. I don't think anyone else has the. Oh, you know what? Tampa, 2020 Tampa. They didn't win the division that year. They had to go on the road, and I guess the Super Bowl game was against the home game, but they had to go on the road. Yes, they did. They won.
I think they won their division. Hold on.
No, they didn't. That was when Drew Brees swept them. Drew Brees won the division that year. The Saints won the division in 2020. It might be Tom Brady.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
That might be the last one.
Ain't that something? Tom Brady. Last guy.
Go.
What a guy, huh? That's right.
I would still pick the Rams. Even though that defense gave up 160 yards last week, I still feel like those two guys on the outside are studs. So I'm going to have to pick with the Rams, and I believe more in Stafford than I do Sam Darnold still.
Overall, that's just where I'm leaning, because the Rams. You are right, Jose. The Rams, as of we kind of already talked about it. As the season started dwindling down and going into the playoffs, the defense has been kind of cheeks. But so has Sam Darnold. Like, just because the playoffs, they don't allow him to do much because the special teams, the run game, and all that is clicking, doesn't mean Sam Darnold right now isn't still at this year pumpkin watch. Not that he's a pumpkin, but this year.
Yeah.
So I think both are true, and that's what makes this game super interesting.
I'm probably going to be the one thing that I hope that is the difference maker for them is the Seattle defense.
It's a great defense.
So that will probably be the one thing. If they can tighten it up a little more, obviously they couldn't last time. Stafford put up like 450 yards. I think the last time they played each other, no turnovers. So they kind of tightened up just a little bit, Right. It might be something, but I digress. If whoever wins in this game should be the heavy favorite in the Super Bowl. Whoever comes out of the AFC, and it'll be a great matchup nonetheless. Whoever wins this matchup deserves it. Truly, I think for the longest time, at least for the most part, in the last 2 months, Milton, these 4 teams are in the final 4. We've been ranking at least in the top 5.
Yeah, right.
For at least the last 2 months. So
right. And all the Denver fans that are gonna, hate me for the Patriot attire and all that. All the guys could know I had y'all winning the division. Okay, I thought y'all would be very, very good this year.
Yeah, I think both picked them to win the division.
So I went out there on a limb for you guys. Okay, you lost Bo Nix, and you're playing my favorite team. So yeah, you're gonna lose. Sorry, all respect though. Next year, Bo, hey, you might go undefeated unless you play us.
All right, chill out. They are going to play us at least one time.
Sorry.
We are playing Broncos next year because we're both first.
Okay, you're going to lose one. You're just going to lose one game.
Jesus.
Yeah, playing the Bears too next year.
Yeah, we play the Bears too.
We play the Bears. Oh, I can't wait.
We play the Chiefs, the Bears, and we play the Chiefs, the Bears, and the Broncos. I saw.
That day, Chi-Town, you're dead to me. So don't even try it.
I might fly out to that game. Honestly, I might
they've
go. I might go to Chicago and visit.
they've played each other I think twice since me and Plus have been on this pod together, and I think they've split it 1-1.
Yeah, split 1-1. Justin Fields cooked us in one, and the last time we played them, Drake
Yeah,
did the job last year.
yeah.
So that's that, fellas. But nonetheless, playoffs have been great. All the good talks here and there. Thank you for everyone who hopped in the comments. Cody, with your Houston hate, Houston love and CJ hate. Angel for calling Dak his daddy. And of course, everyone else out there, fellow Patriot fans, Broncos, Bears fans, all the good stuff. Thank y'all for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you subscribed. I hope you like and share. Tomorrow night, we will be hopping on to the People's Debate channel. Check them out over there, youtube.com/@thepeoplesdebate. No spaces, no nothing like that. Go ahead and check them out. I will be on with them as well. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about basically kind of what we talked about today, but a little more detail, more breakdown tomorrow. We'll see how it goes then. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. For the Professor Alex de Cruz, for my brother Milton here, I'm Jose Garza. We all we got. We all we need. Peace out.